very hopeful, very excited about launching larger into the mainland and seeing and giving something a little taste of home to all of the Puerto Ricans living in the U.S.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So I think you have something very powerful.
Thank you.
Have you guys started to approach these type of companies?
I'm sorry?
Have you guys started to approach these type of companies, the companies that producing sustainable products here in the United States?
Yes,
Because let me tell you something, they all drink coffee.
Yes, they do.
Everybody.
We've actually mainly been focused on grocery stores and coffee shops in the United States. But that's a great idea. I think that's a really interesting.
In the offices. Oh, you have a big market there. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Let me tell you why I know this. Because I have a lot of entrepreneurs in London, right? And we have friends that they produce premium Colombian coffee, and they bring it from Colombian to UK. Same sustainable, grow it by hand, empower the local community. The price a little bit high because of all that is and so on. And they check with me that they sell a lot in the offices.
Amazing.
Because
that's a great idea.
Because of the social responsibility, and in United Kingdom, I done a lot of work with social responsibility. We companies that train on that. We have previously advised companies that train on that, and this is so far what the research that find that employees prefer to get paid less. Listen carefully. As soon as they are working in a social responsible company,
that's incredible.
That don't do waste. Yeah, people prefer to even get paid less, but they are in the environment. I'm talking about the generation now. Yeah. And also, customer retention and customer acquisition cost is also lower when you have a sustainable product, because again, consumers are very savvy now, and they know the type of product and what it represents, what they are buying into. And at least in UK, unfortunately, I cannot give you figures for United States because with the company we were, it was based in UK. But we know for a fact that people are spending out there a lot of money in marketing and TV advertising, and do a lot of things in order to acquire new clients. And they don't know if they become socially responsible, the branding, but for real, not just to have the stick, for real, meaning from the coffee that you have in the office and everything, and you are up for it, and you're communicating constantly, every room for improvement about that actually the consumers love, and your customer acquisition process become less expensive, because clients they have large rate, and people tell their friends, hey, buy from this company, they're amazing, they're looking at the environment and everything, they're generating jobs for the products, and it's all 360.
I'll look into that.
Yes. So
we're always looking at new avenues and ways to spread our message and to share our coffee, so that's definitely something I'll look into.
Yeah, and how about in terms of supply? Because that could be an issue there. Because supplying, let's say Walmart, this is this is a rainbow game, right? We're talking about lots of coffee. So do you really have a large amount of coffee there, or if the demand increases, you need to repurpose that land that is being used for sugar cane in the past and repurpose for grow coffee again?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that's something that people often ask: is there enough coffee as you grow? And the answer is yes. We would there's a lot of coffee grown in Puerto Rico, and a lot of family farms, and there's a big ability to meet these larger order volumes while staying 100% Puerto Rican coffee. That might mean that our growth is a little bit slower because we're committed to continuing down the path of representing 100% Puerto Rican coffee. But there are several farms that we are in touch with, that we're, connected to. So as we grow, we can definitely, at least for now, at least with everything we have in the pipeline right now, we'll have no problem meeting the demand. And just to clarify, the Walmart that we're starting to go into Walmarts in Puerto Rico. So we're not launching US.
Yeah. Okay.
Walmart. So we'll start there.
But the Puerto Rican Walmart is a very, very good start. Who better to buy the Puerto Rican coffee than the people from there, right?
And I think that it's really important for, Walmart has so often been associated
and Walmart
with,
is now sending a message out there like, hey, we want to some shelf space to American products, US, right?
Yeah, well, especially here, what Walmart is saying to us is they want to dedicate shelf space to 100% Puerto Rican products, which is really special. There are incredible entrepreneurs, incredible businesses down here. And so for a company like Walmart down in Puerto Rico to commit to paying a little bit more, to offering a higher priced bag of coffee to their consumers, I think that helps not just uplift the industry, of course, they have huge buying power, but it also sends a message to entrepreneurs and other people here in Puerto Rico that there's pride and prestige in Puerto Rican products, and that a company like Walmart is willing to support that. I think that says a lot. So we're really excited, not just for our own growth, but for what that could look like on the shelf to customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what the movement can represent to them. And at the same time, more people will go to Walmart there in Puerto Rico because, if you have local products, people want to support the local community, right? So
exactly.
It's a win-win for everyone. And let's face it, right? Because that's the other thing as well, that sometimes, of course, supermarkets look into this very careful because of the margin. But let's face it, people don't buy the cheapest thing. If you see the people out there, I mean, if coffee is important for you, I'm telling you, you're not gonna buy the cheapest one. If coffee is not important for you, you buy the cheapest, right? So people only buy on price things that they are not important for them, right? Otherwise, you can see the cars that everybody's driving. Why everybody is driving the cheapest car, and why everybody is not wearing the cheapest clothes, right? So you see totally the opposite.
I think people like to buy, at least for me, but I've seen people buy more on the value. What is the best value? So not the cheapest,
and the type of consumer, and the type of as well. For example, I don't drink coffee, so for me, any coffee tastes the same. I can drink one cup and I'm okay with it. My girlfriend, on the other hand, she drinks coffee. So that's important for her. So, so she makes sure that, the coffee that she drinks, she's not going to get the cheapest one. She's going to get the best value that she can perceive out of this, because that's important for her, right? So
we feel like there's a sort of a bell curve where quality and price align. And then at some point that tapers off and eventually falls, right? It's like after a certain price point, the price to value kind of falls apart. Over a certain amount, that handbag is not really that much better than that handbag, or or that car is not really that much better than that car. It's still a car that runs the same way. And so what we are trying to deliver is the highest value that we can, the highest quality product, but still at a price point that's approachable for the majority of customers that we're targeting. We don't want our coffee on the shelves for $30. Could it command it? Is it exceptional? Absolutely. But we want more people to be exposed for Puerto Rican coffee, but we're certainly not in a race to the bottom. We have no intention of being the cheapest coffee on the shelf, because Puerto Rican coffee deserves to be higher priced. And so we really want to try to find the sweet spot for the consumer and for our product.
Yeah, you want a consumer that actually cares about coffee. That of course, coffee is important for them. You definitely don't want Harry. Harry, I don't drink coffee. So
we say the consumer is the coffee lover, not like a coffee snob, and not somebody who who doesn't like coffee at all, but somebody who just genuinely loves a really yummy cup of coffee, whatever that might be, but who just genuinely enjoys coffee. The coffee enjoyer, not so much the connoisseur, and certainly not somebody who doesn't drink it. But
yeah. So now you know this because you have been in the industry. This industry, beverage industry, is one of the most ruthless and tough out there. Yeah, I don't have to tell you
Yes.
that. You've been doing 15 years on the game in the winery business. So, how when you took this product on, because you and you what you getting into, yeah, because
Yes.
it's
Kind of.
well, somehow more
Yeah.
speed. But then when you are inside, especially this industry, I mean, if wine is competitive, I think coffee is one of the most competitive things out there.
Yes.
But of course, it is competitive because it's a large market. Don't get me wrong. It's I remember I had my restaurant in London in Brick Lane. I remember that it was a tiny coffee shop. The name of the shop was Love in a Cup, right? The guy was
That's
from
cute.
Italy, so he was in Brick Lane. He only was from Italy. I'm half Spanish, and the rest everybody was in Brick Lane. This is the spicy road
Yes.
when they sell spicy food in London. So
I love
basically,
that.
we both of the only expats back on the day, and I remember to go and see him, and he has a small shop. The name was Love in a Cup. And he was telling me, Harry, you won't believe, but we have people that spend 10 to 12 pounds in coffee every day. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? You see, yeah, there are people that come here,
Yes.
have a cup of coffee in the morning, then they go to work, they go down for a break, drink another cup of coffee, go back, come in at lunch, they go have lunch somewhere else, they come back, have a coffee here. So that's why it's
We
a
say
big
that
market.
coffee, yes, we say for like that Wepa is more than coffee, that it's community, it's connection, it's cariño, it's this, association, this connection that you create with others. And it's not just a beverage, right? It's not like, a soda or whatever. It's something that you do. You have a cup of coffee in the morning by yourself before your kids are awake. You socialize with coffee. You have a coffee date when you're just getting to know someone. So coffee is much more than a beverage, and especially is very deeply rooted here in Puerto Rican culture. Of course, there's a huge coffee culture, and so it's rooted. It's what all of our friends and our partner Pedro, when he thinks back to his childhood, like he remembers the smell of the greca on the stove, right? The coffee coming, the smell of it, and like it's an association that's deeply rooted. And so, yeah, coffee is so much more than just a beverage, and it's so much. It is community and connection. And you're right, it is probably, if not the one of the top 5 most
Oh,
competitive.
tell me about my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, so
It's
yeah, we
wild out
realized,
there.
I don't think we fully realized how competitive it was
Oh
until
my
we,
God.
but my goodness. And all that to say, despite knowing probably hundreds of thousands of coffee brands out there, and that a grocery store shelf is this big, they don't have much room for anybody. That actually excited us more about our product because of all of those coffees. Go in Miami, right? Miami has, and Florida in general has an amazing Puerto Rican diaspora, has a very large Latino
Oh,
population.
they drink a lot here. This I can tell
Yeah,
you.
but go into a store and you tell me if you see any Puerto Rican coffee on the shelf. And I'll tell you the answer. I'll spoiler alert. There's not. There isn't Puerto Rican coffee on your. There's. I
That's
mean, if you go,
ridiculous. That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
it is. You go and there is no Puerto Rican coffee. There's Bustelo, which a lot of people think is Puerto Rican or Puerto Ricans enjoy Bustelo, but that is now a blend of all kinds of coffees. But I believe it started as Cuban. And there's, all your usual suspects. There's Pete, there's Dunkin's, there's Starbucks. It's just this very generic snapshot of all that the coffee industry has to offer. And the Puerto Rican population in the US is the second largest Hispanic population in the US. And yet
Wow.
there's no Puerto Rican coffee on shelves, and it just blows my mind. And so that actually was one of the very encouraging things in this sea of coffee, being one of hundreds of thousands of brands out there, to find that the niche that we chose to get involved in and the niche that we chose to represent truly was one of the few gaps in that part of the industry. So we're very hopeful, very excited about launching larger into the mainland and seeing and giving a little taste of home to all of the Puerto Ricans living in the US.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.